You are watching Access LaPorte County Channel 97. Coming up next is the August 7th meeting of the Michigan City Fire Merit Commission. You can find more information for this meeting at www.accesslaportecounty.org.
Call the order of the Michigan City Fire Merit Commission. Please stand for Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Sure about that. Keep on the same two more voices.
Sorry?
Who's missing? Mike? Roll call of officers. Doug Beege, absent. Mike Nyland, by President, absent. Rick Deutscher, here. Tommy Klavick,
Present.
present. Okay, and Fred Adrian, present. Okay. Approval of minutes of the last meeting.
I will make a motion to approve the minutes of the July 10th, 2023 Michigan City Fire Merit Commission meeting.
Second.
We have a motion and has been seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carried. Let's see, communication and claims.
I inquired about we need all the fire commissioners supposed to be issued a badge. It's me and Commissioner Beege hasn't gotten our badges, and apparently they've kept Chief Deputy Janeski has ordered our badges. Apparently the thing is they've ordered from Magros and they've closed, so they need to find a new vendor, getting a new vendor to order our badge. So our badges are on order. And
I didn't know that.
Yep. I think
It took a while for me to get mine too.
yeah, I've been on 6 months. And I want to make sure, are we going to have enough number 2 pencils and then note paper for the rest?
That's another subject.
Okay. And I think that's just pretty much on the claims.
Okay, report from Michigan City Common Council. Anybody here for
Who's
that?
not here?
No, Angie, you're not here?
She sent an email, she's on
She's not coming?
the road somewhere. She's coming back from vacation, she wasn't able.
Okay, so she's not coming otherwise. Report of Commission's Attorney.
I don't have anything to report other than, and I know I wasn't here last month, and I apologize, but I was on vacation. I think the meeting went really well with the meeting we had regarding the amendments and changes to the.
Okay, but that's not done yet, yeah.
No, I know, but I think the first one went very well, so.
That workshop we had, you mean?
We did.
Yeah. As far as the age, as far as the fireman goes, that was a main change in it. Yeah. Okay. Report from Local 475.
Yeah. So speaking of that, I hear you talking about the age. You talking about the maximum age?
Right, or no,
Yeah.
not maximum so much as the entry level.
Yeah, they did change that as now official, because I think August the 3rd, it was
The city?
the last person that needed to sign it, signed it.
Okay.
And so that is now
It's on
for
the
the
book.
city, so they're following the state with that. So before your 40th birthday, you gotta be on the department, accepted by PERF. So that's been changed. We also met with, me and Nick Pabon met with Chief Legault and Deputy Chief Reback back in July. I don't have the exact date, but it's been about 3 weeks ago, 2.5, 3 weeks ago, to change party ordinance for the final rating for the new applicants. After they tested all that, you got your percentages. We met, we come up with the numbers, we submitted that to, submitted a letter to Angie. She sponsored it. It was brought up at the council meeting this, on the 1st, so last Tuesday, for first reading. And then 3 more people jumped on as co-sponsors.
Yep.
So I got a feeling it's gonna pass.
It'll be on the only amendment is in subsection C where it
Can you
says,
let me finish, please?
oh, thank you, sorry.
I believe what he was getting ready to say was there's a section in there for the 5 points for, we've changed it to 5 bonus points for any child of a deceased firefighter or police officer. In our new, where we want to amend it and make it the new part of the ordinance, we left out police officer. It was an oversight. We missed it. It wasn't anything intentional. He did bring it up. Mr. Cloud brought it up at the council meeting. We said, yeah, we're cool with that. No problem, we'll have it changed. I did contact Angie because it has to be done at a meeting. She will make that change. She will make that recommendation at the next meeting, next week, to change it to add police officer. And then go for second, third reading.
So they're both the same.
Yeah, it's as far as that part, it's exactly the same. A child of a deceased, a firefighter or a police officer killed in line of duty. On the new one, it was an oversight.
Okay.
Police officer was left off there, I guess, because they were just thinking fire, fire, fire. And when it was written up, it was just police officer, or firefighter was put in it. We want to put police officer in, so the child of a firefighter will work, a police officer killed in line of duty will get 5 bonus points added on at the end of their.
Oh, okay, I see.
What were the percentages, do you remember?
You want
I got it.
And both.
What was it before, 2?
Okay, I got it.
Yeah, I got it too. I've read it enough times. What the way it's written now is 67% for written, 15% for resident, 15% for the interview, 2% military, 1% for the child of a deceased firefighter, police officer killed in line of duty. We changed those numbers for 60% for written, 15% for residential, the residential requirement, 15% for education, and there's requirements for that education. You just don't get it because you got a fine arts or liberal arts degree. You got to have something fire related. So we broke that down as 9 points. You get 9% for, the 9 points for EMT, 3 points for firefighter 1, 3 points for firefighter 2, or 3 points for a degree like an associate's or higher in a fire-related field. That equals 18, but we max it out at 15, all right? And we put a higher weight on the EMT because we were asked about this. We put a higher weight on the EMT because that's the thing that's going to really benefit us the most from a new person. It saves the city, saves the commission money from having to send them to overtime for somebody to work for them while they go to EMT classes, and somebody we can utilize that skill immediately instead of waiting months down the road. And then we went 5% military, and then 5 for the interview portion. And then at the end of all that, once the score is tallied up and you got your final ratings, we get the 5, we call it legacy points, for legacy bonus points for the firefighter, the child of a firefighter or a police officer killed in line of duty. So that'll be tacked on at the end.
Okay.
So they still got to work for it.
Right.
But that 5 points as to what degree it helps them, that's.
It'd be a fine line, maybe, if 2 people were actually the same thing, except for one.
Exactly. Like I said, they still got to work for it. And we felt that it was a better setup because, how rare is it that we're going to have a firefighter or police officer killed in line of duty that their child comes in? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we can't, you don't want to guarantee them a certain spot. When you say still got to work for it, but you can get some extra points, we can recognize it that way, it's some extra points.
That's a good point, yeah.
What's up?
Sorry, I didn't want to.
No, that's okay.
Did you provide that was read to the council to Mr. Nyla or anyone? So I just like to
You know
have
what,
it in
I
writing.
cannot, and I can email that to you all. Did you?
I gave it to him.
Did you? Okay.
He came in and I gave him a copy of it.
Okay, I would just like to see it because I
I can
like
make
to.
copies for everybody.
This slipped my mind to run
It's
past you guys, but
I'll go get them when we're done.
yeah, no problem. And we figured that was a fair breakdown of points.
I remember we was talking about it, switching it around, move this around, this around. Instead of 2 for the military, 5 is good, and everything else, but as long as you come up with a good
Exactly. That was
number.
my thing, 5 points for the military. If somebody served the country, they're gonna come and serve the community, you should recognize that and get some
Absolutely.
Because anywhere else you go, you're not gonna get any less than 5.
Right.
So I figured that was a fair, everything's still included.
Right.
We just changed the numbers around and brought the education back into it to recognize somebody that's working towards this goal, to want to do this job, and to essentially reward them. Because if they're going to come on already having things that would benefit a brand new firefighter, then cool, man, we want to recognize that.
They're way
And
ahead of the
that'll help, being that we're starting to pay better now, we want to work on a better candidate.
And it'll save money as well. They don't-
Right, that's what I'm saying. I didn't realize it was that much. I knew it was at least 1,000, but I think that's just for the class itself, for the EMT. But the chief was telling me it could be upwards of $3,000 because.
I did some numbers today, I'll bring it.
Did you really?
I'll mention
So
it later.
you're really saving if somebody comes in as an EMT because we don't have to send them to class and pay overtime. We can utilize them right now. And that's really good, especially for like, let's say Engine 4. They usually run with 3 people. If they got somebody new enough that doesn't have their EMT yet, they really only got 2 people they can utilize for EMT purposes. They can still do some medical stuff, but they're limited. That's a big win for that because that helps the department, the city, and
Everybody, yeah.
the citizens. So, yeah. Any other questions, just let me know. Call me, text me, email me, whatever.
I think you guys just did a great job with that. I think that'll be a model for every municipal fire department across the state of Indiana.
I don't know if to go that far.
Well, I just think it's really good. I really like how we did it, really thoughtful.
And we do residency part at state, but we wanted to include education in there.
That was excellent.
We got a copy of that?
I'll get you.
We got, Dale sent an email to everybody.
Okay, that's it?
I believe that's it for the, yeah, and what we're trying to do, just so you know, we were trying to get it done soon enough that it would benefit the people who are going to test.
Right,
What
absolutely.
is it, 26, right? Yeah.
If you say 26, it probably is.
It was a
I wrote it down someplace.
It was 20-something.
It is.
It is. So we're hoping to get it passed next week,
16.
get it signed in soon enough to.
26 is the written,
effect.
26, yes.
So do you have any more of those
Something happened on the
meetings
16th.
scheduled for the different parts?
I believe it's going to be in September.
Okay.
He may be able to give you a better date. Because I was out of town and I missed out on a couple things.
16th to
But I believe sometime in September, we're looking at another workshop to hit the other things we're trying to change.
I think all those others make a lot of sense, and they should just go ahead and pass. They're real simple language changes.
That it?
Oh, that's it.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Good
Thank you.
report. Okay, a report for the fire chief.
Yes,
Please.
yes, sir. I'm gonna go do our August anniversaries for this month. We have Lieutenant Judd Rose at 30 years, Fire Chief Douglas will go at 29 years, Captain Andrew Nouse at 27 years, Driver Operator Lemon Kelly at 10 years, and Firefighter James Manuel at 4 years. Our July incident breakdown, we had 425 calls for the month of July, 21 under fire, 313 under rescue/emergency medical calls, 22 hazardous conditions, 6 service calls, 55 good intent calls, 6 false alarm and false calls, and we used 7 Narcans were used on calls, on the medical calls. So with that number, let me get to my page here. So year-to-date, that's 2,737. The prior year-to-date was 2,460, so we went up 277 calls year-to-date, which is 11% increase. The Narcan, just to give you a quick breakdown from January till now, January there was 4 used, February was 6, March was 7, April was 7, May was 3, June was 9, and like I said, July was 7. So that's the breakdown on that. The only other thing that I have to cover, basically is what Union President Barrett Taylor had talked about. We had met, we came up with these numbers, we think they're great numbers. It's going to benefit the city, it's going to benefit the department. We wanted to get that EMT license up priority number 1. That's going to benefit everybody. I did some numbers today, and with this group, the 4 that are in the EMT class right now, they're just over halfway done. So I did a halfway point, and then I times it by 2. It's roughly costing us about $5,000 to put somebody through that EMT class. That's paying them $1,200 for the class. I'm sorry, paying the place $1,200. We pay them to go on their off days. If they're off, we pay them to go. Then when they're on duty, we have to sometimes cover overtime. So it could be from $5,000 all the way to $5,500, somewhere in there, just depending on who gets the overtime, because they're different. And it's just a ballpark, but it's real close. So that's going to be a big benefit if we advance those people with EMT licenses up the list. Like out of this last 6 people that we hired, I think, was it 4 or 5? 4 had EMT license. We didn't have to, I mean, that saved the city $20,000 right there.
That's good.
So, yeah, it was higher than I was thinking the 3,000 range,
Yeah.
but, yeah, ended up being at least $5,000. I think that was it, as far as, and I'll get you copies of these. I have the copies that were drafted up. I did give President Nyland one last week. He didn't have anything bad to say. If I remember right, he was all for it. I don't want to speak on his behalf, but, yeah, we used to have education points in our process, and it was eliminated, and we just want to get those put back in.
Especially EMT.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's why we put a lot more emphasis on that. So, yeah, it's looking good. Like he stated, 3 more people jumped on, so we have 4 co-sponsors. And we got a few questions from the council, but nothing negative. It was all just, they were interested in what was going on. you know, so I think it's gonna be,
That would feel
I
pretty
think it's
good.
gonna be a good thing.
How many applicants do we have? Was it 41?
49, I thought.
49.
52.
49 is it now?
50-ish if you count the ones that you were supposed to get back a hold of,
Right.
right? 50,
Yeah.
51?
Cool.
There was like 48 were in that age group, and now with it being extended, I think they were gonna recontact 2 or 3, don't hold me to that.
Yeah.
President Arnold will take care of that with Secretary
Okay.
Petrie.
Is there any other old business?
I got one comment about back to our workshop we had a discussion about being dishonorably discharged from the military. I found under ordinance under section 54-158, notification of rejection of applicants. Under subsection 10, it says, if you've has been dishonorably discharged from the armed forces, so if you've been discharged from the military, you're disqualified from serving as a member of the Michigan City Fire Department. I know that's unfortunate, but there are consequences to your actions. That's all I want to say about that.
Okay. Is there any new business? None? Public comments? Wow. Commissioner comments?
Yeah, I want to note that, I know October 7th, 2023 will be probationary firefighter Richard Nagy, his one-year anniversary, so we want to make sure he gets promoted at our October 1st meeting. I want to commend the firefighter and the police officer who was reported that rescued the guests at the fire at the Travel Inn Motel. I want to commend the fire department for getting that knocked down and limiting the damage. Our next meeting is going to be on the Tuesday after Labor Day, so I just want to wish everybody at the Michigan City Fire Department a happy Labor Day.
Well, we do.
It's gonna be a Monday. Tuesday.
Well, the Tuesday, because it'll be on Tuesday because Monday's Labor Day.
No,
No, the
right,
week after.
11th, the week.
Oh, it'll be the week after?
Yes.
Okay.
It'll be
Well, they shared it on the agenda, it'll be,
September
it's on the Tuesday. So it'll be September 11th on
September
Patriots
11th,
Day.
5 p.m. We'll write
Okay.
that down, so you don't
Okay,
forget.
thank you.
Any other
I just want to
commissioner?
wish everybody a happy Labor Day.
Any other commissioner have comments? Nothing else? Like to adjourn? Motion to adjourn?
I make a motion, we adjourn this meeting.
Support.
Second? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you.
Thank you.